Well, g'day, and welcome back again to Yunfu on what is our last night here. We've just had dinner with the family and we're currently wandering our way back towards the hotel where we're staying this time around. And yeah, just killing time. We're sort of going to walk a little way and then probably get a taxi once I've run out of energy, which hopefully I can last another half hour or so. But I had something I was wondering if any people had any ideas on this. So basically, as I'm walking along the street here, back behind us, maybe a kilometre back, past a heap of bike shops. As in motorbikes, not the e-bikes that we see everywhere, but past a Honda shop and a Suzuki shop. And it got me thinking, how are they going to go with motorbikes in the future? And I have no idea about anything to do with this. I've got, hello, group of guys there playing cards or something. So yeah, I've been watching a bit of stuff lately on sort of legacy car brands. A lot of the German companies are really struggling at the moment. A number of the Japanese companies are starting to struggle. Nissan's in quite a lot of trouble from what I understand. And yeah, with the electric cars coming on so fast, a lot of the legacy automakers have sort of been left in the dust, largely by China. China sort of had the foresight to see that electric was the future 20 years ago and decided to invest a lot into developing the electric car situation to where they're now really, I don't know of anybody else who's really competing with the Chinese electric cars other than Tesla. I know other brands have electric cars out there, but I don't know that they're that great. I'm sure there's a few out there that's all right. But with a lot of the car companies, the legacy automakers struggling because they've just been left behind by the electrification of the market, it got me to wondering, what about motorbikes? Are there electric bikes on the way? So we see here in China, as you've seen with me, I've got an e-bike, little electric bike we can scoot around the city on. But they're not real motorbikes. You can't really be on the highway with them. They're not nearly quick enough. Even a quick one, you're sort of looking at 60 kph maximum. Even the quickest ones I've seen around. And I have seen off-road electric dirt bikes, trail bikes, which look pretty good. No idea how much range they have, but they look fantastic. Heaps of power and stuff. They seem to be really good. But I've not seen any road bikes. And it got me wondering, are the legacy bike companies, your Hondas, your Suzukis, your, I don't know, Husqvarna, who else makes bikes, BMW, are they looking into genuine electric road bikes? I don't know. Here we've got this wonderful bridge behind us walking past, and then over the other side, the start of the tourist street back down there. But we're going to keep walking past them because we're on a mission to get back to the hotel. So yeah, I'm curious if any of you follow bike stuff. Is anybody doing road bikes with decent range and decent charging speed and all that sort of thing? I know the bike I ride, yeah, if you run it to flat, it takes a long time to recharge. It is very, very slow charging. And for a decent sized road bike that, you know, is capable of highway travel and stuff, you're going to want a fair sized battery. Can they charge them quicker? Is anyone developing anything? Because I think I don't know how big, I know how big electric cars are here in China. In fact, I believe it was December last year, it was the first time that there were more electric vehicles sold than internal combustion vehicles here in China. So, you know, they have quickly taken over the market. They're not quickly taking over the market, they've taken over the market. And even with bikes, which are much more frugal on petrol, as we have less and less petrol cars on the road, what's that going to do to the price of petrol? Will petrol get more expensive because there's less people using it? Will it get cheaper because there's less demand for it? Will it get harder to get because petrol stations are suddenly making less money and a lot of them are closing down? Which, yeah, I'm curious. I haven't looked into what, if any, electric motorcycles are being developed, produced. It might be something I might have to look into because it does interest me. Look at these trees behind us with the lights on. Geez, they look good. Got another one coming up in front of us here. I'll give you a look over our head as we walk under this one. They do look fantastic. God, it's going to be sad to go home, although it will also be good to go home. It's always nice to get back to your own bed. But I do miss Yunfu when I leave here. It is such a pleasant little space to hang out. And yeah, really good friends here and stuff. We've had a really good trip. It's very short. We've had to really cut our trip short this year because of not having a passport, because we were getting all the visa and residence permits and stuff sorted out. So yeah, we didn't get away to get here until much later than we normally like to do, unfortunately. But yeah, summertime we'll be back. And we've got a few other things that we're already planning for summertime. There's a group out on Tianlu Mountain. I think I mentioned it the other day. They do quad bike tours. So we're actually looking at getting a group of us and going out, hiring the quad bikes, heading up into the mountains. So we'll definitely be looking at videoing that. Yeah, we've got a few other things that we're looking at doing in the summertime when it's a bit warmer. Stuff I would have done this trip, but yeah, it's not been cold this year, but it's not warm enough to, you know, do the stuff, you know, the water stuff and stuff that I want to go and do. It's funny, I was just talking to Ange tonight and I said, what's with the weather this year? And she said, what do you mean? And I said, well, so last year I was here, this time of the year, the New Year, and it was bloody freezing. It was really cold. And I had no real cold weather gear. I hadn't even thought about it. The limited cold weather stuff I've got, I sort of left at home because I just didn't even consider it. And so I froze last year when we were here. So this year, I've bought everything in my suitcase is cold weather stuff. So my suitcase was chock-a-block because all the clothing I bought was thicker and I really didn't need it. I could have been wearing shorts and a t-shirt pretty much every day I've been here. It's a, yeah, I've mentioned this before. Last year when we were here, because it was so cold, I sort of, after a week of being here, I said to Ange, I was going to jump onto Taobao and buy a heap of winter gear, but then we were going off to Shenzhen and so we didn't know if we'd be here when the stuff got here. And then when I got back, I was only going to be here for a few more days and I didn't know if I'd get here before I left to go back to Zhaoqing. So we sort of put off buying anything until I got back to Zhaoqing. And once I got back home, I bought a heap of winter stuff, winter clothing. And most of it took 5 or 6 days to arrive. And by the time it arrived, the weather had changed. It wasn't cold anymore. So, yeah, it all sat in my cupboard for the best part of a year until the weather started to cool down again. And so in the last couple of months, I've been able to pull it out. But has served well. We have had a couple of weeks of pretty cold weather, but it's been a pretty mild winter this year. It's not been cold at all. So yeah, pretty happy with that. So we're now up on a little boardwalk up here along the river edge. I don't often actually get down this end of town. There's up in front of us, there's actually a kitchenware museum, which we might have to look at getting in there next summer when we come back. What's the company name? Othello, O-T-H-E-L-O, I think it is. I imagine they're some company that makes kitchen stuff. I don't know. But yeah, down this way is Emily's primary school, which she's got one more semester. She's a bit nervous at the moment because she wants to get really good grades because she wants to go to the same middle school that Joanna went to, which, yeah, after talking with Joanna the other day, and she said that she boarded in Zhaoqing, up near Sihui. I didn't realise that until we had a chat the other day. So yeah, if Emily ends up, well, she'll be not far from our Dinghu campus. So yeah, it's good. I told her mum, look, if she goes there, if she ever needs anything, if there's anything that she needs brought out to or anything, let me know and I'll arrange stuff for her. Take care of her because she's a good kid. And yeah, I'm more than happy to help them out because they do so much for me. And it'll give Emily the option as well if she's got a weekend where she's allowed out, but it's not enough time to go home. She's got someone, you know, I'll take her into Zhaoqing and hang out with her and get her away from school occasionally if we can. Whether or not they'll let that happen with the school, I don't know. But yeah, she's a bit nervous because she really, really wants to get into this school and she's so worried about her grades. Much like we said to, talking to Joanna, when was that, yesterday? I can't even remember what day we did anything now. Yeah, a lot of the pressure. I talked to her mum about this, about how much pressure she's feeling about getting into this school. And, you know, it's all self-imposed. Her mum said, look, we don't care if she goes to that school or just goes to a middle school here and lives at home. In fact, I think they'd probably prefer to have her at home. They've just lost one daughter to university. I don't know that they're ready to lose the other one as well. Yeah, it'll be a big change for them. But yeah, Emily's putting a lot of pressure on herself. So we did sit down with her this afternoon when she got home from school and I said to her, look, just relax. If you get into the school, you get into the school. you know, I'm of no doubt you're going to do the best that you can regardless. And as long as you do the best you can, even if you don't get into the middle school that you want to get into, you've done the best that you can. You can't, neither yourself nor anybody else can expect you to do better than your best. So yeah, hopefully she relaxes a bit, and I think if we can get her to relax a little bit, it might, just having that less stress might actually help her just be able to think a little bit more clearly when those tests come up. But we'll see how she goes. I hope she gets into where she wants to go and can follow her dreams. Found out she's actually quit her piano lessons and her singing lessons this semester because she just wants to focus on school. And I said to her, well, I hope you still go upstairs and play your piano every day. Now, even if you're not doing lessons, go and sit down, because it's one thing she really loves. And I said, go and sit down, half an hour every day at least. Just go and chill out, play some piano. Don't give up all the things that you love to focus solely on school. You need to be able to relax and stuff and unwind. Otherwise, it's just going to be pressure, 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 and that's not going to help you. So we'll see how she goes. We hope for the best for her. I'm sure she'll do fine. She's a smart kid. She's a good kid. Much like Joanna. Joanna was pretty freaked out about her Zhaoqing last year and getting into a university she wanted to go to. So she actually Joanna heads back to university on Sunday. What is it today? Wednesday today. She heads back to Guangzhou to university on Sunday. I'm hoping, depending on how busy Frankel is, I'm hoping to get to Guangzhou next week for a couple of days to catch up with Frankel, go and visit the Guangzhou Zoo, and if we can make the times fit, we'll try and catch up with Joanna over there and take you for a look around her school, because from the sound of it, they've got a heap of really good facilities. Ange was telling me when they went out to drop her off, they've got a blooming golf course in the university. And golf courses they're pretty rare here in China. It's not a huge sport. So yeah, I'd love to go there and have a hit of golf. I mean, it's been a long time since I hit a golf ball. That'd be really cool. But yeah, we'll have to see how we go with that. It'll depend on my schedule and her schedule and whether we can make things work together. Oh, this is a beautiful little walk along the river here. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to getting back to school. I think our students come back to school in about a week. And I think it'll be another week after they get back before I actually start having classes again. I was still waiting to find out exactly when I'm going to be back teaching. Haven't been told yet. We're going to have a meeting with the other teachers in the English department probably early next week, hopefully before I go to Guangzhou, to just work out our plan for the year for the next semester with students and stuff. We've got another English teacher apparently coming on board, Chinese English teacher, not another foreign teacher. So yeah, the workload might be cut down a little bit next semester, because it did suddenly get really busy last semester. With the change, for those of you who aren't aware, I've been working in a medical college. So sort of college level stuff, diploma level stuff, and we've just been accepted and accredited to offer university level courses. And we had our first intake of bachelor students, 6 months ago. So the whole structure of how we conduct English classes has all changed. So yeah, I'm a lot busier than I have been in the last 7 years since I got here. The last 6 months was, it still wasn't busy. It's not like it's it's full-time hours or anything. I'm not going to complain that I'm working too much, not by any means. But just the really difficult bit is just trying to rework how we do classes, because what we used to do was have, so we only had students here for 2 years, first year, second year, and then they'd be off doing an internship for a year. Second year students, they only had one class with me a week. But the first year students, they'd have one class with the whole class together. But then we'd split the class into groups, into 4 groups. And myself and 3 of the other English teachers would each take a group. So we'd get to work with small groups, and made getting the students able to communicate with us much easier, because they're in a small group. They're not going to be so embarrassed talking in front of a huge class. So we're not doing that at all this year. Each group, because we've got so many students, actually, each group only gets a class with me for an hour and a half once every 2 weeks, which is really not enough. Well, they only get the English classes. It's not just me. While I'm doing one class, another teacher's doing another class, another teacher's doing another class. And then the following week, they'll be off doing something else, and we have the other group. So we've gone from having, with the old way we used to do it with the foreign nursing students, we've gone from having maybe 100 students total first and second year to, we must have 800 or 900 students now that are all rotating through, and it's just different. It's a bit of a mission, just trying to work out the best way to get the most out of the students, the best ways to sort of give them the inspiration and stuff to actually do things. But we'll keep working on it. We're going to sit down and so this meeting we've got probably next week with the rest of the English department, we're going to sit down, talk about the things that worked, the things that didn't work, what we can try, what we need to change, all that sort of stuff, and try and get our classes working better. We're always looking at improving what we're doing. You should always be looking at trying to improve what you're doing, no matter what you're doing. Oh, red light. We're going to stop for a minute here. Lean up against a light post. Here's another interesting thing. Over the road here, I've mentioned this before, but I haven't mentioned it for a while. We've got a hairdresser's over the road here. Quite a big one. Big salon. And all the hairdressers in there, oh, shut up. Quit with your honk and your horn. All the hairdressers in there are guys. And it's really weird. In Australia, and this is probably a stereotype, and it's probably not 100% true, but generally, hairdressers are female. You get the old barbers who just do men's hair. You get still some of them around, but generally hairdressers are guys or girls, or if they're guys, they're gay. Bit of a stereotype, I know, but it holds fairly true. I'm sure there's cases that are not in that way, but here it seems to be a lot more men working as hairdressers. I actually go to a guy to get my hair cut. So, and here in China, it's the first time I've ever had a male cut my hair. I think I can't. I would have been to barber shops in Australia from time to time, but they were, you know, men's barber shops, not hairdressers. Not that there's a whole lot of difference, but it's the image thing, I think. But yeah, here, when you walk around, you look in the hairdressers, there seems to be more men than women doing hairdressing. And I don't know if the gay stereotype holds up here. I don't know if there's many gay guys acting as hairdressers here. As far as I know, the guy I go to, he's married, got a couple of kids, so he's not gay. So yeah, maybe my perception of hairdressers in Australia is wrong. Maybe it is just a stereotype that I've fallen for. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of guys working in hairdressers here. So, we've probably walked about halfway to the hotel now. We've got about 4 kilometres to go. But we're probably going to end things there. Like I say, it's our last night here in Yunfu. We're back home tomorrow. Probably head home in the afternoon. Get back to my own house and get back to the places I know. Get back to my electric bike. Dying to go for a ride on that. Oh, here up ahead of us here. Let's whip our camera around again. Up ahead of us here is, so this is Emily's school here. Starting on the corner here and heading way back down this way. It's a pretty bloomin' big school. Emily's off at home, so the family after dinner, they've all headed off to the gym to get their exercise, with the exception of poor Emily, who's stuck at home doing her homework, which I think she actually likes. I think she likes to get the family away, get everyone out of the house so she can just have some peace and quiet, focus on her homework without television and conversations and all that sort of stuff annoying her. So yeah, I say she's stuck at home doing her homework, but I think she's quite happy to be stuck at home doing her homework. So yeah, we're gonna miss them guys. They're very good people. They look after me very well. Them, and not only the family that I sort of stay with, but also, you know, the surrounding crew around them are really good people. So yeah, it's always sad to say goodbye, but we'll be back again in the summertime. There's heaps of stuff we want to do in the summertime. So get yourself subscribed to make sure you don't miss that, because there's a lot more to show you out here that you haven't seen. Hell, there's a lot more to see that I haven't seen. I actually rode into town. I rode home to the hotel on, you know, they lent me a push bike last night. And I was riding back, I saw this beautiful temple up on a hill. So I actually went for a ride up there. I was going to go and do a video in there, but when I got up there, it was all blocked off. It's actually brand new and still under construction. They've painted all the main temple area, but all the stuff out the front, all the front courtyard and stuff like that, is all still under construction. The temple looks amazing, so I will definitely be back to do a video of that in the summertime, because that looks fantastic. So yeah, get yourself subscribed. If you've enjoyed this little walk and talk, hit that like button, share with friends, all that stuff. If you know anything about electric motorbikes, like road, you know, proper size road motorbikes that are coming out electric, let me know, because I don't know if I haven't heard of anybody working on that, developing anything. I'd be really interested. I'm going to do some research on my own as well to see what I can find out. Because it'll be interesting, yeah, like I said, with the you know, a lot of the legacy car makers struggling as the world moves towards electric. It'd be interesting to see what's going to happen with a lot of the legacy bike makers, whether they've sort of learnt from what's happening in the car industry at the moment and are maybe going to start pivoting. We'll see. If you have any questions or comments, hit us up down there in the comments section. If you have anything you would like to learn about life here in China, in Guangdong, in, well, Zhaoqing mainly, because that's where I am. Oh, excuse me. Again, hit us up in the comments section. And if you come up with a good idea, I'll go away, do the research, and do a video for you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe, and we will see you next time back in Zhaoqing. Take care. Cheers.